Welcome to Arizona Barrio Stories on Latino USA TV. This is Irma coming to you from a different location. I usually say we're at 147 East Adams. Today we are at Franklin High School. We have a special guest today. She's going to talk a little bit about herself and the environment she's at, the high school. It's a special high school. Today we have Marisol Alvarado. Welcome, Marisol. Welcome to our new format, our new segment. Hopefully soon you will be interviewing your peers, but tell me about this high school. Why is it so unique?
Well, it's so unique because we're Franklin Police and Fire. We when you're in your junior and senior years, we specialize in police. Like if you want to be police, we have the law classes. They teach about the law enforcement, and then the fire, where you can wear the turnouts and work out in the fire gear. And also just the environment itself, like it's a real tight-knit community, like formation. I feel like we'd say the pledge every morning. That's not something all the schools do, and morning announcements, even the birthday celebrations. It's like we're a real tight-knit community, and that's what makes Franklin really special.
So it's almost like having a second familia.
Yeah.
Since you've been here, tell me, where did you grow up? What's the area that you remember you call home when you think of being a little Marisol?
Oh, well, it's like my first apartment. It's like more on the east side, and it was called like Sanctuary. And that's where I remember like most of my core memories, because just like that's where I grew up. It was just like this little apartment, and my mom would always like have the food cooking, and it would just like fill up the room. And that's where I remember like really home is.
And when you think of home cooked meals, what kind of comida do you remember your mom making?
She would call it like lenteja soup. That was like low-key my favorite. Like whenever I tell people lenteja soup, they're like, lenteja soup? Like, dude, it's just like little beans. I'm like, you don't know how my mom made it. Like she would put all the seasonings in the soup and some carne molida on the side. It's just like, that was my favorite.
Now that you're at Franklin High, our subject matter is going to be about things that involve youth. Part of growing up, your world is different than my world because we're from different decades. What I went through probably aren't things that you went through. Let's talk about, say, at your age, how do you combat peer pressure?
When I combat peer pressure, I mostly think about like things that I've went through. Like especially when it comes to like drugs and alcohol, I just think of what I grew up and how I experienced that. Like growing up, a lot of my family members and the people I grew up with, suffered from drug and alcohol abuse. You would see them beating up on my tias or my mom even, and I can't do that to myself, knowing what my mom went through and my tias went through because of that drug and alcohol abuse.
Are there any people that you surround yourself with that give you consejos or people that you can turn to that help you with that when you think about that?
Yeah, sometimes like I do. It's like I go to my mom or I'll go to my friends, But also it's like kind of hard sometimes because you don't want to go to people with things like that because like they don't know what they've been through. You don't know what they've been through, and you don't know how sensitive it is. So it's kind of hard like to want to go to somebody because you don't know like at the same time. And it's also like, can they relate to me? Do we share the same stories? And if I tell them that, will they look at me different? Like will they always feel sad for me? Like, oh, Marisol, she went through all that. So it's hard sometimes, but I do find the people that I can relate to and talk to them.
At your age, I didn't have it because we didn't have Facebook, we didn't have social media. How do you deal with, or maybe your friends have dealt with, cyberbullying? Have you ever encountered cyberbullying?
Well, me personally, I don't really think so, because for me, like when I hear like about cyberbullying, I just turn off my phone. Like for me, that's the best way just to get off my phone. It's because I can't like what is that one thing goes like sticks and stones may break my bones, but your words would never hurt me. Like I'm like, you're online. Like if you can't come to me and say that to me, to my face, it don't matter to me. I just turn off my phone or you're blocked. Like that's the way I deal with it.
So you've dealt with it a little bit, it sounds like.
Yeah, like some people just love to hate. Like there's no room for hate. Like I'm all love. I got love for everybody. So if you want to come hate on me, it's just like you're gonna get blocked. That's it.
Good. Role models. A while ago, I kind of talked about role models. How do you maintain positive role models?
My positive role models. Like I don't know. I feel like everybody has their faults and things like that. But especially when I look at my mom. My mom, she's been through it all. Like she works 2 jobs. She puts the work in so my family can eat. And I look up to her because no matter what happens, no matter what situation she's faced with, she's always putting food on that table, or we always have a roof over our head. And that's something like, that's not something I can look up to because it's consistency, and she's always provided that for me.
So that gives you pride in following her.
Yeah.
When it comes to obstacles or challenges, say at your age and what you hear from other peers around you, what are some of the problems that kids your age are having to deal with?
I think a lot of it is just like, drugs and alcohol. Like it's just a lot of people offering it, and just like a lot of reasons not to do it, not why we shouldn't do it. Like, it's like, why didn't you smoke today? You ask someone, you're like, man, I don't know. And then they go smoke. It's just, there's not a lot of things telling you why not to do it. So you just might as well do it. And then it's just, I feel like we're going up real fast because of social media and things like that. It's like, we don't have the opportunity to be kids because we're exposed to so much adult, like just being adult. And a lot of people, especially growing up, like, I don't know how to say this, but growing up with less money, you have to take on more responsibilities as when you get younger. So it's like, okay, I'm watching my siblings, I'm doing my chores, I'm taking out the rest, I'm working a job, I'm paying the bills. Why can't I smoke weed? Why can't I go out and drink and have fun? I'm doing everything else as an adult, and you're gonna deny me that?
So those are things that you're hearing from your peers?
Yeah, it's also just experience. You do so much work and you can't go out on the weekends, you still gotta ask. Like, it's frustrating sometimes, but it's also like, I know why those boundaries are there. Because I am still a kid and I still want to do kid things, but when you push yourself to do adult things, you lose that, you lose the fun.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of kids have to grow up quicker nowadays. Academics, when you think about school, when you're flustered because you're not doing well in a certain class, where can you turn to? Especially here at Franklin, who do you turn to when you're having problems with a class and you're not understanding the topic, or is there a program here that helps you, like extra homework or somebody that will help you?
Yeah, we have a lot of resources here. I was so surprised because it's just it's a bit it's high school, right? And so when you're struggling, just talk to your teachers. Because I remember it was my freshman year, I was struggling in algebra, and I even go last year too with geometry. And I was struggling, I would go home, headaches, tears, because I'm like, I can't get this problem. But then I'm like, I talked to Miss Rose, she's like, stay after school, we offer tutoring. And I went after school every day until I got my grade up. And it's just I feel like in any other high school, I would not be able to do that. And it's just going to school, after school, having that help, and, even talking to her, yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on at home, but she was still helping with my math, and be able to get that part up, getting my grades up in life, just helped me a little bit more get up in life.
So they extended that extra hand.
Yeah, it's just
Before we close, I'd like to talk a little bit about Chicano culture. Growing up as a little Marisol, I'm sure you might have questioned, hey, maybe I'm different than so-and-so. Talk to me about Chicano culture, how you see it now as you get older.
Well, Chicano culture, I think a lot of people, when they hear the word Chicano, they associate it with cholos and gang violence and just a bunch of negativity, or a certain style or a certain way you dress. But being a Chicano to me is just being Mexican in America and being proud of it. I grew up knowing that I wasn't white. I wasn't just American. I know where my roots are. I know where my family is. Cuauhtemoc, Chihuahua, I represent for my mom and my dad. And I'm Mexican and I'm proud of it. And I'm here in America and I'm proud of it. And so.
Do you have any family traditions that you guys still practice?
Every Sunday, my mom makes sure we grill and we eat with the family, because through the week, I told you, 2 works, 2 jobs, 4 babies in the house, including my dad, you know what I'm saying? We make sure on Sunday that we eat and that we talk and we get together and just be family.
Do you ever talk about history of the Chicano culture? Do you ever, as your family, ever spoken about history?
Yeah, that's a lot, because my dad's real fluent in that. He makes sure when I was growing up that I knew I was where I came from. He told me my stories of my nana and my nanita, and how his mom grew up, because when my nana was growing up, she was native. She was full blood, she got the card and everything, and it's real hard for her, because back then it wasn't cool. You had your card, you would hide that because people would treat you different, act you different. And he told me now that's why we're not registered, because when you had that card, it put a label on you, and you were targeted because of it. and knowing there's what they went through, so I could be here and be proud of it. It's just like it's good to know, you know.
The stories that we have, especially of our familia, I think it's really important that we get those stories out because for so many years, you know, you open up a book and there's no stories about us.
Yeah.
So it's really important. I'm glad that you said that your dad is willing to share those stories because it's something that we value. Before we close off today, is there any subject matter that you hope to, when you start doing some interviewing of your own, are there any topics that you can think of that you'd like to combat when you start interviewing your peers?
I think one topic that I really do want to go over is just like what it looks like to go home. What do you go home to? Like, you know, and also just like where do you know you're from? Like, when you say where are you from? What do you say? And what do you know about it? You know?
Very good. That would be a good topic. I want to thank you for being a part of Arizona Barrio Stories today. And you and I just found out we graduated from Lowell School. So I want to thank you for that. And we're going to see you soon.
Yeah.
We're going to be here quite a bit. And I want you to tell us more about Franklin and the experiences here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is Irma from Arizona Barrio Stories. Every story is waiting for you to tell it. Don't let anybody tell your story. You need to tell your own story, and we want to hear it here on Arizona Barrio Stories, Latino USA TV. Thank you, and we will see you soon.